we encounter one of the most bizarre readings in the Gospels because humanity is on full display. You know, you got this blind man who everyone seems to know. Jesus cures him, and then, you know, what unfolds from there is it's like some sort of comic absurdity, you know. At first, the people are questioning Jesus. Well, you know, is this blind man, is he blind because he sinned or because his parents sinned? You know, and so Jesus is helping them get beyond that blindness. But from there, it just goes from sort of bad to worse. Jesus cures him. He can see. Then the Pharisees are all over him, you know. Well, that's not really the man. It just looks like the guy who used to be here who was blind. And the blind man says, no, it's me. And then the Pharisees are like, well, how did this happen? And, well, Jesus can't be from God because he cured on the Sabbath. And where are your parents? And questioning the parents, was he really born blind? And this goes on. And at the end of the reading, Jesus starts to talk about blindness. He talks about the darkness of the world. And we all experience that darkness. And Jesus says, I am the light of the world, you know, and that's a great image. It's a great line in Scripture. But is he the light in your life? I think we do experience the darkness of the world, perhaps more and more often because media brings the whole world into our phone or a television set. The news brings every bad things that happen on the planet into our world every day. And so we do experience the darkness of the world, and in the midst of all of that darkness, we have to ask ourselves, okay, how do we source light? What is the source of our light? How do we maintain hope in the midst of all that darkness? And Jesus comes along really with a couple of very, very powerful messages. One message is that he is the light of the world, that he has come to bring light. He has come to bring hope. And so when there are those times in our lives where we feel like there's this darkness or this despair, or we feel like we're losing hope or we've lost hope, I think it is helpful for us to ask ourselves, okay, where are we in relation to Jesus? Is Jesus side by side with us? Are we shoulder to shoulder with Jesus? Is he playing a central role in our decision making? Or is he sort of just on the periphery of our life? Because the further you move away from a light, it doesn't matter how strong the light is. The further you move away from a light, the less helpful that light becomes in a very, very practical way. And so the further we move away from Jesus, the less we experience that light, the less we experience that hope. And the sheer momentum, the gravity of life can very often draw us away from God, draw us away from Jesus, from his light, from his hope. And then, of course, right towards the end of the reading, Jesus starts to talk about blindness. And the Pharisees are like, well, surely he's not referring to us, you know. Surely he is not saying that we are blind. And of course, that is their great lack of awareness. You know, their great lack of emotional intelligence. Their massive inability to see themselves, to see what is really going on within them. You know, what's my particular kind of blindness? What's your particular kind of blindness? Are we blind to something that's happening at work? Are we blind to something that's happening in a key relationship of ours? Are we blind to something that God is calling us to? You know, what kind of blindness are we suffering from at the moment? And then, like one of the other great blind men in the gospel, can we turn to Jesus and say, Lord, open my eyes so that I may see? I know I'm blind. I know I'm not seeing everything as it really is. Open my eyes so I can see clearly. Because Jesus wants to. He wants to give us incredible awareness. He wants to give us incredible sight. And he wants to be that very powerful light of hope in our lives.
Did you know that 71% of the people that watch Matthew Kelly's videos are not subscribers? That makes no sense. We need to change that. Subscribe today. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on another great video ever again.